Hello everyone, I am Benny. Today, I have a brand new project that I'd like to begin. This is a project that I have had planned for quite a few days now, so I think it's the perfect time to get started on it. It's not a complex or stressful project at all. It's actually going to be quite a relaxing build, where I can experiment with some new building techniques. We're going to be developing an area of our realm that has gotten no attention in the entire 2 years that we've been playing on our server. So let's head over there so I can show you all the land that we're going to be working on. This corner of our main hub has been untouched and just housing livestock like sheep since we started playing. So I've been dying to finally give it a makeover. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. This entire area has been dubbed the farmlands, and rightfully so, because we have some large farms here that house a ton of crops, and I'm wanting this new build that I'm about to do to stay within that theme. So I'm planning on building a big red barn to house our cows, sheep, and pigs. That's the plan. As many of you know, we've had some new blocks added to the game recently called cinnabar and sulfur. I've not used these blocks yet at all, and I actually would really like to use them here on this build, and I think that they will fit really nicely into the color palette that I'm wanting to work with. I'm also going to be doing some terraforming here as well. I have a feeling this project is probably going to end up being a bit larger than I initially planned, but that's okay, because this area desperately needs some attention. So let's head back to where the stone hold so I can get planning and see exactly what type of blocks I want to work with. Something I'm really trying to do in this forever world is develop a lot of the area that we're living in. So this is definitely what that project is going to act as. So let's take a look here. We got a lot of cinnabar, just as much as I think we will need, maybe even some more. And I have my sulfur here as well. I actually don't know how I'm going to use the sulfur yet, or even if I will. But we're gonna figure that one out as we go. So we're gonna take some cinnabar, some netherrack, and maybe I have some mangrove wood. Just a little bit. So we're gonna have to do some farming for some mangrove wood. But I think that these blocks will actually, wow, yeah, I think they will work together quite nicely. I'm actually quite lucky the first 3 blocks that I grabbed ended up working so nicely together. So yeah, that's really dark and a little, I like the red nether bricks. They're just a bit of a pain to craft, so I'm not sure if I actually want to use them. But these main 3 in the middle, the netherrack, the mangrove wood, and the cinnabar are working really nicely together. So, and now it's raining. I actually really love the rain in Minecraft. I know a lot of people usually sleep through the rain or maybe skip the day, but I actually quite like it, and it relaxes me quite a bit. But anyway, back to the block palette. I do think the first 3 blocks that I grabbed is what I'm interested in using. A lot of the barns that I am seeing here just on Google either have a gray or a white roof, and I think the white roof will actually be a little too much. So I think using deep slate is the better option here, to be honest. So I'm trying to go for a bit more of a weathered and realistic looking barn. I think that's what I like. I think that's what I'm going to go for here, and I'm going to start collecting some blocks so we can actually get started on this build. Well, that's the first part of the process down, the terraforming, that is. And I really like terraforming in this game. I find it really relaxing. But up next, we're going to be making a pathway, go right through the middle here. And we're going to be adding some bushes and rocks to the area. And if you look at a before and after here, I really am impressed with how cleaned up the area looks. And yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. I'm quite happy with this. So then we can move on to the next stage, which is livening up the place a bit. I don't know what to call that process. Livening up the place, adding some rocks and bushes and just some growth to the area so it wasn't as barren, but I really do like how it turned out. I like how this path goes right through the middle. It's this dramatic pathway that's going to lead up to this barn. I'm pretty happy with that. Up next, we're going to be building the actual barn. And then once I have the barn in place, I do have an idea to add a nice big oak tree. Okay, I got something to show you. Because, as you know, I've been working on something. So I've been expanding our farmlands, as you know.
Operation Biome Enhancement?
It is Operation Biome Enhancement because, as you know, dude, this whole area was just like, it was messy. There was creeper holes everywhere. You know why? Because this was Jonas's area. There was random holes just patched on the surface. And like while I was enhancing this biome, I found a lot of weird stuff over here. A lot of holes in the ground and weird stuff like that.
2 examples of Jonas like represents kind of a bigger player thing is like he doesn't fill creeper holes completely, just the top. And if he's like getting wood for trees, if the wood is too high, he won't like pillar up to get the wood. So it leaves the
floating
you know what I'm saying?
tree.
Yeah, floating tree. It's
The
just
floating
caring
tree.
about your Minecraft world enough to do stuff like that at the beginning.
What do you think? What do you think? Big transformation of this whole area.
I love these little.
We got some rocks and
rocks.
bushes. A nice pathway leading up to the center here with my barn. This barn, great. Thanks. This barn.
What a door.
You like that? It's honestly my favorite part is this door.
Fire.
The door is ajar. But this place is just going to be for cows because as you know, we need a bit of a cow farm. Like we have a good sheep farm. We need some cows. So we're going to put cows all inside the fence here, and they'll also be able to come outside and have their free range cows.
I love seeing it in the day and to hit the sleep button.
Yeah, for sure. You like the honey? The bee's nests?
Yeah, goopy.
It's just dripping.
Goopy honey.
I feel like when you find old barns and stuff like out in the country, there's always like, they're always taken back by nature a little bit.
What a palette, bro. The pale oak.
Yeah. You like
pale
that.
Oak with mangrove. You're kind of using some new blocks here.
That was kind of the point. Well, I'm going to be honest. The point was to use cinnabar and maybe sulfur. But when I was working with the color palettes earlier, I was messing around in creative and I used more. Like the cinnabar is like, it's a little too bright compared to the other ones because I wanted to go with a bit more of a rundown looking barn, an older looking barn.
I think it works really well with the netherrack.
It's the same texture, isn't it? Kind of the same texture, the cinnabar and the netherrack.
Definitely.
It's very similar.
Pale oak log isn't too far off of it too. This palette is really good.
Thanks. Yeah, I was quite lucky. I didn't even have to do much experimenting. Like the first few blocks that I grabbed actually ended up working quite nicely together. When I was looking at pictures of barns online, like a lot of those like traditional looking red barns are red and white or like red and gray. And a lot of those red and white barns have white trim. Like the door is usually white and like the windows are usually white. But it's too much. So I went with the pale oak instead. I didn't even have to farm any pale oak. I just used what little I had.
You got an overhanging roof.
You like look at the curvature on it. I'm really happy with the curvature of the roof there.
Absolutely. The cows are getting blocked from the sun.
Yes.
You should get some golden dandelions to keep some baby cows.
That's true. We're gonna keep some baby cows here as well. But yeah, most of the project was terraforming this area, having these nice hills.
This area is looking a lot better.
Thanks, dude. We got to do this with like a lot of different areas on our server. How does your build look from a certain angle, like one angle specifically? And this was the angle that I was working with the most, like having it look like a picture. So having the path go dramatically, like directly through the middle, and then having these two hills on either side is what I really liked. Yeah. So I just got to touch up this little bridge. I'm working on this little bridge here. And then I'll add a custom tree. And I think this area we'll put a pin in it for a while.
What do you guys think we should add?
Yeah, what should be added to this farmlands I build?
We got any Stardew Valley fans?
What's this new game coming out? What's it called? Some chocolatier?
The Haunted Chocolatier.
Yeah, that sounds great. Rumors is we're not getting it till 2030.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. all my building blocks. Oh, you know what I wanted to experiment with here? A lot of people, when they make hay bales, they just like, there's no block palette. So I was wondering if like that kind of works as like part of the hay bale. What do you think? Or no?
From this distance, it works, but if you're close up, like right here, it's like too different.
Yeah,
If you stand here and look at the far one, it's not bad though.
I kind of like it.
Is there some
Maybe,
transition we can use? Transition block?
maybe if I just put it on the bottom one, so it's not as noticeable. But I like the variation. I kind of like it. I'm feeling more experimental these days. It's not bad.
Maybe, dude, there's gonna be a lot more building blocks for this because you could use yellow wool slabs, yellow wool stairs.
Yes.
You could cushions, of course.
But it took me a long time to actually start building with the Cinnabar. I think these blocks came out like a month or two ago, and I haven't used them at all yet. But this is how I kind of liked using it, matching the texture of the netherrack. I kind of look at it as like sun damage. Like the paint on the barn is kind of like been damaged by the sun, so it's a lot more pale than the other reds on the barn. That's true. I haven't. This is the first time I've built with Cinnabar, like at all. Same goes for sulfur. I haven't really found a use for sulfur in block palettes yet, other than just throwing it in with the hay bales here to get some variation, which isn't too bad from a distance. It's obviously different when you get up close, but I like the color change. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are finished with our farmlands build. The newest thing you can see I've added here is a massive oak tree. This is definitely the biggest custom tree I have done so far, and I really like it. I think it's exactly what this build needed. I just wanted to add one final cherry on top, and this massive oak tree, I think, really ties this whole farmland area together. I'm really happy with it, and I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this building process. I've seen a lot of you guys commenting on some of my past videos saying that you've wanted to see what my building process looks like, and I hope that this video has kind of shown you guys how I like to approach building in this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of this and maybe learning a few things that you might want to add to your own world. I really love these custom bushes and rocks, and always a custom tree. I think every build needs a custom tree to complement it. So I am really, really quite happy with how this entire area turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. That is all we have time for. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you're new around here so I can catch you in all of my future videos. And one last thing, be sure to drop a comment and let me know if there is anything you would add to this farmlands build. If there's any finishing touches or extra details that you think this build could use, I would really like to know down in the comments below. But that is all. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. And as always, happy gaming.